Welcome to another episode of Compas FC. I'm Fernando Ramirez, joined as always by J.C. Cervantes, Eddie Rodriguez. We're here to talk all things football around the world. There's Champions League, there's Europa, there's possibly a new coach for Team USA, and a little preview of El Clasico this weekend. We got all that and more here, so definitely excited for another episode of Compas FC. J.C., how are you doing?
Better now, man. Better now. Got to this round of 16. Europa upsets, quote unquote, depending who you're asking. Let's go.
Batman, how are you doing?
Kardashian curse lives on.
So let's get well, that's how we're gonna get started. Thank you, Eddie, for walking us into this one. Kim Kardashian present at Arsenal versus Sporting game in England. So she was right there watching Arsenal play. Arsenal, we all know they're at the top of the EPL league. People are wondering when it's not if they're gonna bottle, when are they gonna bottle? Nobody believes that they're gonna end up with it, winning the the EPL. So they ended up facing it, Sporting Leipzig from Portugal in the Europa Cup, and they end up losing. They're up 3-2 on aggregate. Sporting end up launching a goal from like midfield. The goalkeeper wasn't ready. They go to penalties. Sporting takes it at Arsenal. It was in Arsenal's home, and they advance. And Arsenal, in a sense, I mean, this is the way I would categorize. They choked against Sporting, but Eddie, what do you think happened today?
Classic Arteta looking like Pep out there overthinking the lineup, putting players in there and rotating the squad when I don't feel we necessarily had to. Gabriel Jesus with a rare start back from injury. That didn't work out too great. And then for you to lose two of your players early on in the game, that didn't help either. And Saliba and I forgot who else went off. But yeah, I mean, Sporting, all credit to Sporting. I mean, both legs were pretty exciting. 2 goals each in the first leg, and in the second leg, a goal each. And what a wonder goal to score there by Sporting, right?
Like David Beckham.
Hey, that was crazy. The Emirates couldn't believe it. People were
99-esque.
I actually thought Arsenal were going to take it until they hovered over and saw that show that Kim Kardashian was at the stadium. And I said, yep, that's it, man.
We can't all have the original pretty woman at our stadium. Shout out Julia Roberts visiting Man United. The original pretty woman.
Boom.
But I got a question now. You think Ten Hag making those little comments about them always being available and not having to rotate because of injuries?
He's playing mind games out there.
That's what I was gonna say.
You guys playing chess, not
spark
checkers.
A little. You feel me? He sparked a little fire there. Now some injuries done popped up for him. And Arteta doing Arteta things, man. Shout out Arsenal TV. I need to see their reaction.
Yeah, Casemiro with the red card. Now he's out for 4 games. So we know how different that squad is. But JC, who do you blame more, Arteta or Kim Kardashian for this Arsenal loss?
No, honestly, yeah, like I said, we can't all have the original pretty woman at our games, But or at her stadium. Sorry, she was just visiting. But it's tough to say. You really can't knock Sporting, and I've always said it, and like Eddie said before we jumped on, poor by CBS for just writing Sporting off like they didn't have a chance in the world, and I've always said it, and then I've said it on here. Anything can happen in a 90-minute game, and you saw it today. You never count out your opponent, no matter how many goals you got up on them. It just takes one to start the spark, and Sporting just looked like the team that wanted it more out there. I feel like they took it to heart, and they knew that this is possibly their only competition they have to win this season. Being that Benfica and Porto over there just always overrun them just off of how much they're spending and producing. But shout out Sporting, they punched them in the nose. They did what they had to, and just that goal was a morale killer. You get a goal scored on you from half court like that is just something else. But like Eddie said earlier, remember the name. He's gonna go and lock him in now. So in a couple of years' time, when Sporting sells them for a couple mil, you'll say you heard it here first, huh? But definitely shout out Sporting. I'm glad this team go through. And Arteta being Arteta things, you were almost waiting for it for a long time now. He's been riding that little streak for too long, and all credit to Ten Hag on this one for making him second guess.
Yeah, credit Ten Hag on that.
Hey, mate, how are you gonna drop those comments days before the biggest game of their season, arguably? They want the double, and that's a big double for them to win the Premier League and the Europa, and they wanted that bad. So sucks for them. We're still in the competition, so it is what it is, right? Can't win them all, champ.
Eddie, if this was, Man City or a Barcelona, Real Madrid, people would say, "Oh, well, now they're out of the competition, but now you can kind of focus on winning your league." But this kind of feels like, because it is Arsenal, it kind of feels like, oh wow, like, are they gonna screw this up and then go and bottle the league? Like, is that kind of like, it's not that now they can just focus on the league. Now it's about, hey, they've already messed this up. Could they possibly go and mess that up? Do you feel like that's kind of starting to play in their heads a little bit?
Man, it's definitely the feeling, especially when you have a squad as inexperienced as this one. You don't have like proven winners in that squad besides maybe a Sinchenko, that's won almost everything at Man City. But really, this was just a matter of time where you're going to start the cracks, or to start to see the cracks at Arsenal. And today, really, I think they played overconfident, thinking like, oh, we're at the Emirates. We haven't really lost here at home.
But they've been better away this season.
And like J.C. said, they're just riding a high, thinking that they're just going to run over the competition, or if they go down, that they're just going to find goals out of nowhere. And that wasn't the case today. On the other side, like you mentioned, you could definitely now say that, okay, now Arsenal are all in for the league and Arteta doesn't have to worry about this competition anymore. But I'm thinking, like, if you're Arsenal, like, you're trying to be in every competition and win every competition, because there's been a lack of silverware at that club for a very long time. So, and the Europa League was a great chance that you get a European trophy, and one up Man City, if you will, on a European trophy cabinet, saying that both of them have 0 cups. But again, we'll see what ends up happening, and if this form continues in the Premier League, and if Arteta just runs out of steam and gets exposed a little there.
JC, let's just say he does bottle it. Do you think his job would be on the line?
No, not at all. No, because you still have to understand they're still in a rebuild phase, and they're not done with their project. They don't have a superstar or superstars in multiple positions. Like, you've got a lot of kids that are just that kids. Like, they're banking on a Saka, a Martinelli to come in and bail them out. What's that other kid, Nketiah, to come in? Odegaard is probably the most experienced attacking mid they have. But even then, his exposure isn't that great when you compare him to the exposure of other attacking men across the world that have won everything. So they're still in a rebuild phase, and in the same way United are still in a rebuild phase. But to have success early in these rebuild phases really just kind of reassure what you're doing, and they buy you more time. I just saw a report the other day that came out. He's on phase 3 of his 5-stage program or whatever. Now he's 5-stage expert or whatever. But everybody's got a program or a curriculum they're sticking to. And they're just getting started. You expect them because of the quality when you compare player for player, position for position. Arguably, Arsenal was the stronger team, you could say, but anything could happen in 90 minutes, and you saw it again today. And I hate to say, I'm not surprised. Just because not that to do these things, and it's tough to say, but I think he's still in the right place, and he's making those progress, and credit where it's due. But they should have won this game. But Arteta was Arteta, and his players were there. They had their chances. It's just that's when you see the experience come through when you need something more of an established striker or a killer up top. Because remember, that's the same reason why Pep was quick to let Gabriel Jesus go, because he wasn't consistent at Man City. So they need a real true goal scorer up there. They're going to be in the race for whoever the big free agent is this offseason. And, we'll see if they shell out the cash.
JC, because, Gabriel is coming back from injury. And I think, he started off great at Arsenal. And
he's good, Chet. He's good, but he's not the 9.
Yeah.
If you're starting a squad and you got Harry Kane this offseason that could possibly go to get you some goals, like those goals he missed today, Kane's bagging at least 1 or 2. At least, champ. at least, and that's what I'm getting at. Gabriel Jesus is good. Should he be playing Europa League games? Yeah, but is he consistent? Heck no. And that's always been his problem, is his consistency. Like like the Brazilian kid, the flair's there, the heart, the will, and the desire. Always, he does that. He's got the
let me tell you something.
There it is.
A certain Ivan Toney got his first call-up.
Oh, now you're a fan again.
This give him exposure and possibly put him on the radar of some of these bigger teams.
Wait,
honestly, he should already be there.
Before that, real quick, I have breaking video of Arteta's actual interview and his process. So this is what he told the bosses. This is what he told the bosses.
Absolutely, yes. In fact, I actually have a 3-step plan that I believe double your profit.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it?
Nice try.
Nice try.
Oh, sorry. What is your 3-step plan?
Well, I mean, I can't just hand you my plan. I mean, if you guys give me the job, then you'll get the plan.
Smart man. Smart man.
Hey,
we got to get that for a few more years.
Exactly. But by the way, before we move on, I do have a question. It's coming in from Dan and Dago. He's asking.
Dan and Dago.
He's asking.
There he goes.
JC, would you rather have Ivan Toney or Marcus Rashford moving forward?
Kidding me? Nah, between the two different positions. Not much though. But if I'm picking one striker, I'm going Ivan Toney, man. He's definitely more of the area killer.
Oh yeah,
more sure in the box.
Co-signing that now.
Man, we've been on this boat together. Don't start.
Speaking of Manchester United,
we've been there.
Manchester United handle Real Betis with ease. They end up going in there. They Marcus Rashford bags one away. JC, were you impressed by his goal?
I mean, the keeper was sleeping. I guess just standing there, reacted all late. Let's call it what it was. Looked like the hair out there. Typical Spanish goal. And diving when the ball's already passed the goalie's just there for show. Keepers are worse and worse by the day. They don't use their hands. It's a joke out here to be a goalkeeper these days, man. Me and what is this? Quarterfinals soon? Yeah, all right. No, thanks to you. Thank God we had so many goals. We'd be
holding our breath. Game, how many saves he had?
Yeah, right.
Kept United from
so many goals we had.
Conceding.
How many goals we had?
I put a picture up.
You thought we were gonna bust Arsenal and bottle it.
David De Gea tweeted out a picture saying quarterfinal soon. It's him raising his hand in celebration, and he's excited about moving on. JC, I
like how they got Casemiro at the front of the picture because he's the real reason why we're advancing. So thank you for that. And then Weggy in the back doing all the dirty work for everybody, making sure that some players don't have to backtrack because he's dropping all the way back over there. So, but shout out Facundo for getting the start. Love to see him out there. Definitely a great game for him to start when you got a lead like this. Some experimental. Give the kid some quality minutes against some quality opposition, and he can definitely be making his way, I think, to Spain possibly soon for a loan. He seems to fit that game well, and he's cooking a couple wingers and defenders back there. So
Eddie,
I want to see what he's got to offer.
Speaking of cooking people, you look at I want to show you this, and this was what Fabricio tweeted this out. We all know Fabricio. 27 goals, 9 assists, and 43 games with Manchester United this season. Youngest Man U player to score 25 goals in European competitions. What do you think about the season that your boy's having right now?
That guy's on fire, man. And JC just continues to hate on him and bash on him.
About time.
Made that celebration almost his trademark celebration now. And
he took it from
players
Neves.
in today's games when he scored. Hinted at the celebration. The guy's almost becoming iconic at this point, right? The season
Jesus
right here.
Christ, one season and he's
kind of crazy.
Oh my God.
JC's out.
This is why we can't have nice things.
The goal.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Not only was it from range, but it also showed his technique with the knuckle.
Sorry, God, I don't swear on you for this bum. Never mind.
Good on Marcus Rashford.
Knuckleball technique. He just closed his eyes and he kicked it as hard as he could. Look at just like the picture. Just close them and let it rip.
Which is a real threat on the wing there. Shout out Ten Hag for trusting him
he's done something
and getting him firing again. Hopefully we get to see more of him, and as long as the season progresses. And
thanks for
over the weekend against Fulham. Let's see what's up.
Yeah, thanks for what. Are you done?
JC, what do you What have you thought about the season?
He's overdue. These are all overdue performances. This guy was sold to us and like the academy, and this guy is lights out, blah blah blah. He's been anonymous forever, bro. And not Ronaldo even, because he had like 20 goals in 5 competitions one time, and then he's Ronaldo now. And there was a lot of hype, and I think he should have got cut a long time ago. I think it's a dead clock. We'll see if we can do it again next season. But it's too much hype, and he's writing a check right now.
On the fringes of leaving Manchester United to
oh my God, respectfully,
you have to respect.
He was doing us a favor by leaving, bro. It's about time he shows up.
No.
Stop. These are past due.
That's crazy.
Just like the bill collector. Just like the bill collector. Calling. You owe us money.
Long-term deal.
Yeah, about time. 100%. More worried about being an MBE and
hopefully Gareth Southgate
programs and Instagram posts. Southgate? Oh my God, man! I told you at the World Cup, Southgate wasn't going to win anything. You're still holding your breath on that guy?
I have a video that hasn't been released where we show that.
Hey, I'm just saying. There's there's a program, there's a resume that shows that he bottles finals, but there you are still backing the guy. I don't know. Something about you and guys that bottle finals, huh?
But I mean,
yeah.
You kind of have to be impressed with like the way he like.
No, bro, he's past due. He owes us these performances for those crappy performances he's putting up the last 4 years. He's more worried about Instagram posts. It's a waste of time those last 4 years, bro. He rode the sails with Ole, Mourinho, had to start looking for other options. Van Gaal was the only guy that kind of had him going. Then he made him work, and he didn't want to work. He wanted to send Instagram posts. These are all just past due performances, bro. That's why he's catching all this flack. He owed me this years ago. City's going on these runs, and he's just doing 1,000-character Instagram posts. Like, my guy.
You have to be impressed. I think I'm more impressed with like Eric Ten Hag in a sense, coming in here and kind of telling him, hey, like cracking the belt and saying, hey, like nobody, like if you're not gonna go in there and you're not gonna play hard, I'm gonna sit you. Like he sat Anthony a couple of games. He sat guys a couple of games if they don't perform, and I think honestly, Marcus has actually stepped up for them in a sense.
Ten Hag gave Marcus.
Well, first of all, we don't even have another left winger. So who do you want to play?
The same treatment. He said, "You don't want to be this old and possibly look back in your career and say what could have been. Wasted potential, wasted talent." So again, I don't understand why J.C. hates so much.
Because they're past due.
Seeing how the kid is from the academy.
Go back and rewatch the tape.
Doing great things for the club.
Don't matter. You know who else from the academy?
Scott
McTominay.
If you guys had to pick,
let's not compare that.
If you guys had to pick, if you guys had a former Philadelphia Eagles, Marcus Mariota.
Oh wow! Look at that back again.
If you guys had to pick one team to play, JC, I'll start off with you. One team that you think they're going to play in the next round. Who do you think for obviously for the Europa? Who do you think they're going to end up playing?
I want to see either Sporting or Fahrenheit. That'd be dope.
Ooh.
Just because those are good like midfield matchup games, I feel like, and it's gonna be a huge test to see. And there'll be chess matches really, because Fahrenheit just came off of a thrashing. Shout out Santiago Tata. Should have called Santiago. Chaquito Jimenez.
I'd actually want to see Juventus. I wasn't all that convinced with their win.
Oh, you want to watch Pogba, huh?
I think Juventus really like.
He was Pogba, yeah.
Who?
Your boy Di
played
Maria?
Twice this season for
your boy Di Maria?
Juve. Like, come on, dude.
Your boy Di Maria?
I think that'd be a great matchup. Feyenoord, because, the form they're in, top of their league, just smash goals.
A certain Ajax man is coaching United, right?
So
that'll be fun.
There should be some fun matchups coming up for sure.
Oh, you guys want to face
or maybe a Roma, just throwing that out there.
That's tough. I didn't want to go there. That's why I don't want to see it. Yeah. I want to see them in the final.
Cool, man.
I want that in the final.
Mourinho back at Old Trafford. That'd be fun, bro.
Now that we can't take it from Arteta, we'll just, we'll have to get it from Mo.
So, JC, this actually is a question from Dan and Dago that he has for you. This is a real question. The last one I was just BSing. He wants to know, because he knows that you have a man crush on Osimhen. And so
crazy.
If you had to start right now, if they told you could have one or the other, who are you taking?
You kidding me? Who's playing Champions League? Who's bagging all the goals over there? Who's first place? That's Osimhen all day, bro. We don't even compare.
Eddie, what do you
think? Don't even compare.
That's two different players, man. Honestly, Osimhen's going through a great
Answer the
period right
question.
now. I'm
Answer
taking
the
Marcus
question.
Rashford.
Same as Rashford. One season, all of a sudden, just
I'm sticking with Marcus
furious.
Rashford.
Look at you're the bias.
This is Osimhen's first breakout season too.
Oi! Is Rashford
now.
first breakout season 2? He said it. Look, he finally said it.
Like,
this is first breakout season 2.
Come on, bro.
Fast forward to minute 20.
Let's not do that.
Breaking news, everybody. Finally got honest about Marcus Rashford.
Let's not do that.
Minute 20. Fast forward. Cut the clip, Dan.
Marcus Rashford bursted onto the scene against Arsenal, guy.
Dan, cut the clip.
Don't forget that. He scored twice.
Quiet, bro. It's Jesse Lingard Densfield out there, bro.
Don't forget
Jesse
that.
Lingard, yeah, exactly. And credit where it's due. They ain't go trying to defer. Telling you, this fool right here. Where's some pet lovers?
You be deflecting a lot. I don't know.
Nah. You want to act like Jay Lings wasn't out there doing a little.
Talking about Juventus, you bring up Pogba like he's been relevant all season. Come on, guy.
Yeah. Hey, bro. You know why he's relevant.
All right. Let's move on now to the Champions League. Real Madrid ended up taking care of Liverpool to advance. It kind of seemed like, I mean, and this is what I was talking about with J.C. off camera, Eddie, real quick, was that it seems like Real Madrid's been struggling to kind of get these ties, and even the loss against Barcelona, and struggling. Then they come out against Liverpool, and it's like you see a whole different team out there. They're moving the ball with ease. They're moving it. They're up and down. But yeah, they missed a couple of shots, but literally Madrid could have won yesterday 6-0, essentially just because of the way that they played, the way they moved the ball. Obviously, Vinicius Jr. torched Alexander Arnold. So it was bad.
That's not news.
It was terrible. But Eddie, just what did you make of this game?
You know, this is a Real Madrid we've been wanting to see, right? And I'm glad they turned up. And honestly, I think the biggest thing and the biggest help was that Valverde was helping out Carvajal. And you've seen that, right? Valverde was just box to box and sniffing out danger and creating danger. Luka Modric doing Luka Modric things, almost had a worldie. Camavinga, you know, had a shot here and there. Didn't look bad himself.
You know what's funny? Sofa, the one that the Sofa Sport, or which one? What's it called?
Sofa Sport.
Yeah, they had Camavinga at a 6. They give him a 6.9.
But that's because of the incomplete passes, though. Because he had a lot of incomplete passes, and it goes into the algorithm, like attempts versus completed.
Because I mean, I thought
that's the only bad knock.
Game.
That's the only bad knock.
You know, I think Klopp came out at the end of the game and he said, "Where's the Europa League conference game going to be at? The final? Yeah, book your hotel. You know, not Europa League, not Champions League, Conference League." But I think the silver lining here, and I think Rio Ferdinand touched on this, but you heard it on Compas first, was that if you're Jude Bellingham,
Rio said,
you know, if you're Jude Bellingham and you're watching this game, and
where do you want to go?
Both teams are out there, you know, looking to get you and sign you, the choice is obvious where to go, because where are you going to go and get the silverware?
Thank you, Rio.
Rio
Somebody
said,
had to
I'm
tell
not
us.
talking like a Man United player, or I'm not trying to dog you, but I'm telling you right now that if I'm Jude Bellingham, I'm going to La Casa Blanca and I'm going to Real Madrid, because I just see the silverware there. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be more prevalent than at Liverpool. You don't want to be part of a rebuilding stage. There you go.
We got a soundbite right here. Thanks to Eddie. He sent this. Eddie sent this earlier. Here we go.
Tell him.
I thought, right, no, I'll wait a year.
Michael Owen.
Liverpool get Bellingham. They're like Stevie, yourselves have had to have run the channel to get him. Swam the channel to get this guy.
But what, you don't think that can happen?
I just think that even if he watches that tonight, he's sitting there thinking, if Real Madrid are in for me and Liverpool, there's only one place I can go, and they don't finish Champions League as well, maybe. As a player, I just think nothing to do with my allegiances to United or Liverpool. I just think as a player, you look at it cold and you go, I see more trophies here.
That might be the case.
I don't disagree with that either. I don't disagree with it. You know, if you're Jude Bellingham and you're sitting at home, you've got the pick of the host of clubs, and Liverpool in transition might not be the right option for him.
Rainy night
in Stoke.
Eddie, you brought this up. I was gonna make that as our next segment, but like, did you feel like that was kind of the Bellingham Bowl, or like, because you look at it, and Liverpool could potentially be out of Europa?
You're cheeky, Bellingham Bowl. Look at you.
Look, man, I honestly believe, and I locked it in here, that he was going to Liverpool.
He's on that track.
You know, I'm not gonna lock my lock just yet, but you know, if the reports are true that Jude Bellingham's dad sat down with representatives of Real Madrid.
Yeah, there's bids there. The bids there.
Over last week or something like that. Yeah. Then you have to question like whether Jude Bellingham's actually going to end up at Liverpool. I feel Liverpool will break the bank and are willing to spend 150 to sign him and make him, the centerpiece of Klopp's rebuild. But if you're Jude Bellingham, you can go anywhere you want, really.
Yeah.
And to me, what makes more sense, really, is like Rio said, going to Real Madrid. I think to be able to play alongside players like Modric or young players like Valverde, Camavinga, Tushmani, and you have one of the best players already in Vinicius, and I think one of the best strikers in the world still in Benzema. That's a lot of star power that you're coming into that you're not going to have to worry about, what you're going to have to worry about at Liverpool, which is going through that rebuild phase where maybe you're not playing Champions League consistently. Yep. Maybe you're not fighting for the big titles in a year or two. So, yeah, I mean, right now it makes more sense. And Real Madrid looked like the place to go. But that just all depends, right, at who's at Real Madrid at the end of the season. I think wherever the coach is at the end of the season is going to have a big influence and a big say as to what players stay and what players go. So,
well, I can tell you one that's going to leave. What do you? He's become the new team mascot, the new Gareth Bale. What have you? What do you think about this, JC?
Oh, you talking about Zidane's boy Hazard or what?
That was Papa Betis' mistake.
Oh yeah, that was Zidane co-side. No, definitely was a Bellingham bull. I like how you put that, very cheeky, but it's crazy to see because I mean you guys hit on it. Where do you really want to go? Where do you see the higher probability of winning? Where's the upgrade from Borussia Dortmund? The only real upgrade there is Real Madrid, but there's still also going to be ghost seekers that are going to be there filling out the water and try to see. Those are just the biggest ones that are really, upfront about being all in on Jude Bellingham. But there's still going to be other seekers, and don't be surprised if he comes to get swooped up by somebody else who's also doing a project or just needs that centerpiece in the middle. Because
I'm sure Manchester United is going to be one of those teams that throws their hat in the ring as well.
Hey, you saw Chelsea throw 130 at Enzo. They're not gonna be scared to throw 150 at a Jude Bellingham, bro. And if you,
would you want to go? Would you want to go there?
No.
I mean, not really, but they're gonna throw him the money. Does he want to go to play England and you pick an English team that's gonna be in the Champions League and that's what you're gonna do, and that's what you're looking to do? Because at the same time, you've been out of England for so long, and part of them could be longing to just be back home in England. And
I think he has a chip on his shoulder, saying that, hey, like, well, how come you big teams didn't come for me when I was at Birmingham? Right. And I was, making things happen for them at such a young age. Like, maybe he wants to prove himself.
Nobody bought his stock.
Yeah, I belong in the Premier League. And all you clubs that overlooked me, like, now you're going to feel me for sure. So,
yeah, the Madrid transfer is
that's why I said he'll go to Liverpool,
But the coach is going to be a big deal. I mean, will any coach ever tell a Jude Bellingham type player no? Hell no. You got to be crazy to say no to a talent like that. And so many things you could do. But the Madrid thing is appealing because, like you guys said, it's the past, present, and the future is all there for you. When you got a Toni Kroos and a Modric, the present now is a Valverde, and him could be because he's already established. That guy's the captain of Borussia Dortmund. Like, he is the present player. He's just only going to get better. And when you're talking about future of linking up with a Tushmani and a Camavinga, and you get to play free now, box-to-box football, and you don't have to worry about who's behind you backtracking and all that, bro. They just cycle out. It's a crazy lineup and a rotation to think about, but it will take a real coach like a Thomas Tuchel to make it all work. Oh, my bad. I coughed. My bad. You might see Havertz in Madrid too, right? But his golden boy. Golden boy, champ, he pulls them every chance he gets.
You know what's interesting? Wait, who pulls who?
Quality. He pulls Havertz.
He's talking about Kai Havertz.
Going to Real Madrid? I'm good. I want Bellingham.
With Thomas Tuchel? They won a championship.
I'm good with
They won a Champions League. They beat Pep for the Champions League.
I'd rather take Bellingham over Kai Havertz.
And just different positions. If you put Kai Havertz and a Bellingham right behind him, you got your Benzema replacement. But the question is,
that's another thing too. I think Papa Betis needs, because like they're unveiling that new stadium. Everything, he's gonna want a galactic. He's gonna want one or two superstars to open it up.
I feel he's gonna need two.
He's gonna need
a center back. You need a center back.
Mbappe.
No, mate. When the Qataris buy United, we're getting Mbappe. We're getting Mbappe. Qataris buy me out.
I'm gonna buy nothing. But I think they need Mbappe and they need Bellingham to open that thing. Because I mean, the thing is, I'm not trying to say he struck out on Galacticos. Like those signings of Camavinga, the Vinicius, huh?
There aren't any Galacticos left, bro. Back in those days, it was crazy because there was real Galacticos, but now you don't really have super Galacticos like back then, man. You don't got any Zidane-esque players. So you don't got Beckham players. You don't. You kind
of feel like we're in that era right now where the NBA kind of is, where the talent's kind of falling off a little. Like
no, we got talent. It's just a different type league where now everybody has talent. Like it's so balanced and anybody can win a game. And you saw it today. Sporting didn't have nobody. The analysts, the experts, quote unquote, right? Didn't give him a fair shake. Didn't give him a shot. Didn't respect the game. And now look at him, foolish. So, anything can happen. I feel like it's an even playing field when it comes to just player talents, because you got either players that are prospects, you got players that are older players that you kind of got off of a free or whatever it may be, but there's a good playing field everywhere. And you see it, Europa League in some instances was looking better than Champions League. You give me the Inter game was not quality, bro. They play quality Italian football and drop all the way back and saved a 1-0 result. And I like it. I like grinding out results. I'm a defender at heart. I'll do it all day, defend. But
so you're a Simeone fan?
When you're looking at, there's a difference. There's a difference between defending and attacking, and we're all going to go attack all 11, and then there's Simeone where we're going to attack with 2 guys. Everybody stay back, But as Joao Felix, he's living the dream over there, just running wild and free as an attacking free role player at Chelsea.
That's
all he ever wanted.
Hey, that's another player that can be in Real Madrid's radar.
I'm good.
That's baby Kaká, bro.
No.
You seen him running amok. Hey, he was quality this weekend, bro. He ran amok this weekend. I was hyped.
That boy Joao really looking like he's just playing for fun.
That fool misses a lot. That fool misses a lot too. So
he's just warming up. He's just lining up the sights. Big dog, don't worry about him.
Look, he had his chance. He decided to go to Atletico. Madrid wanted him back when.
Oh, he's still young. What are you
kidding me?
About?
They paid the ransom.
He already has that bull crap that this fool's fed him in his head. He already has it.
Look at how free he's playing.
That BS in his head.
Bro, he continued his World Cup form into the Premier League. Crazy.
He's missing.
I watched
everybody on that team misses.
He's missing so many shots that I'm like,
on that team is missing sitters. We were losing our heads during the Chelsea game, bro. They were missing sitters left and right. Yeah, Sterling with a lucky shot that he just hit as hard as he could. He busted a Rashford. Just closed his eyes and kicked it as hard as he could.
Look at this guy.
For the goal. They're best mates for a reason.
That boy lives in your head rent free, my guy.
I gotta remind you.
24/7. Rashford is, Rashford out.
But anyways.
Okay, JC. Okay, let me ask you.
Madrid.
You okay? That's where you think he ends up?
And between these two, yes. If these are the 2 on the table and there's 2 contracts, end of the day,
they threw City's name in there too. But I mean,
look,
they need to worry about keeping Haaland.
Talent wasted? Yeah, go to Manchester City, Jude. That's what you want to do.
No, and I'm gonna tell you right now,
sit you on the bench for 75% of the season because you're the new player and you need to get down the system. Yeah, good luck because he did that to Jack Grealish. And he's barely starting Jack Grealish. And Jack, bail me out, Jack.
And that's what I'm here to tell you. Minute 33, lock, mark it. This boy, Haaland, might leave Man City soon. All right? Don't be surprised when it happens.
Ain't no
you heard it here first.
Really Man City.
I thought they got hit with the same thing as Barcelona. They have to sell players.
Hold on. Are you ready? You wanted a Galactico goal scorer? Haaland's a goal machine.
This is what JC's trying to do. He's trying to say, okay, get Bellingham, get Haaland, so that he can get Mbappe.
No, Mbappe's gonna go where he wants to go, bro. He's gonna go where he
wants. I don't think Ten Hag wants an Mbappe. I don't think he wants to deal with that.
He likes squad players.
Having to sit down a player and telling him like, hey, like play the team game. And I'm not saying Mbappe doesn't play the team game because we've seen it for France that he can. He can be that guy.
But when it comes to club.
I just think it's frustrating. But the thing is, I think his frustrations come out at PSG. It's like, hey,
I think it's hard set out.
There's bigger problems. There's bigger problems.
And the only reason I would say Manchester United would be in contention to sign an Mbappe is because, again, Mbappe idolizes Cristiano Ronaldo. And maybe he wants to follow in Cristiano Ronaldo's footsteps and possibly be what Cristiano Ronaldo was for Manchester United. So
I shouldn't.
But at the end of the day, I don't want to come off as some crazy fan. I'm just being hopeful.
I shouldn't tell you guys this.
Let a boy with a Qatari owner have a dream. That's all I'm saying.
I shouldn't tell you guys this because It's basically between Papa Perez, myself, my boy Joseph TikTok.
It's on the WhatsApp. You're on the WhatsApp group chat.
Exactly. I'm in that group WhatsApp group chat. Why do you think Sergio Ramos is at PSG?
To help you win a trophy.
He went to PSG to lay the land out and tell him, bro, you know, like you want to go, you want to feel that eternal greatness.
Things.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? My boy could play 007 if he wants. Sergio Ramos has got that look like he could play 007. But
Sergio Ramos can still play at a high level. I don't know why and what he's doing at United.
I want him to leave PSG. And I want him to go. I'd love. You know what?
There's a rumor out there that PSG are in for Harry Maguire over the summer, and they're willing to spend $50 million.
You got honestly.
I'm down for a player swap.
If you guys had Varane, you guys had Martinez, and you guys had Casemiro and Sergio Ramos up top as your center defensive
Sergio
mid.
Ramos at center mid, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
your center defensive mid.
And Ten Hag is that mastermind, that crazy. You know, he out there.
And you both know what happens in the 95th minute when you need something.
I think there's a tattoo, right?
Isn't there a tattoo about that?
There's a tattoo. Yeah, he has a tattoo.
Is there a tattoo?
Oh, he has a lot of tattoos. Yeah,
94.
Yeah, exactly. So I would love to see that. Can you imagine Casemiro and Sergio Ramos? Like they'd be like the Bash Brothers and the Mighty Ducks. Like
reunited,
lighting guys up.
So good.
I'm telling you. But all right, let's move on. To speak about your guys's.
Hey, but I got a question though. What is up with the inconsistency? Thank you of these refs, man. How are you gonna call a pen for this guy Haaland off of a loose hand, and you got a clear as day handball in the Liverpool game, and you're just gonna wave it off because the game's over? What is the criteria, man?
It was weird.
Refs getting checked.
Eddie, were you impressed with Erling Haaland's 5 goals? By the way, ESPN FC was excited because guess what they threw up? Lionel Messi scored 5 against who knows, and then Erling Haaland joins Messi as I'm like, and I think the team that Messi played was terrible. By the way, I feel
like they made that graphic. Messi scored those 5 goals. Now they're just waiting for it.
Yeah.
Oh, they got them ready. They got them on lock.
They got one person there who works for their graphics teams. Like, hey, you know, bang out all the Messi content you can.
And it's got Messi.
They're just there, and they're just there. Yeah.
But Eddie, what did you make of?
Look, anytime anyone scores 5 goals by themselves, that's pretty impressive. Let's be real. Professional game right now. If you see a player score 5 goals like this, you know, hats off to them. I did expect a lot more from Leipzig, unfortunately. You know, the team looked pretty flat, I guess, from the start, and you know, City really imposed themselves on them. Man, does Erling Haaland really make City better? Does he make them worse? And in some ways, I feel like he makes them worse because his build-up play is not there.
I said what I said.
But
as if he leaves,
you know what they're gonna do?
In the goals.
I was telling JC this. I'm like, watch. They're gonna try and give Real Madrid Manchester City next round. Like not on on purpose, basically.
That's a juicy game, though, champ. You know, as a neutral supporter, those are the games you relish and you call off from work for. You know, so it's kind of crazy.
I mean, here you go.
Let me get a loan. Oh God!
Oh my bad. Only 5 non-penalty goal per. Now we're throwing. Now we're throwing in technical words.
ESPN, step up your game. This is trash. Anyways, the only reason why
shambles.
It's rough. I hate to see it, and I hate to say it that referees play a role in the game, but they deflated Leipzig with that cheap handball. You could have easily waved it off like they did for the Liverpool Real Madrid game. All credit to Haaland for getting his 5 goals. He was pissed that he got subbed off and didn't get his double hat trick. Love to see the hunger. Love to see the ambition from a true goal scorer, because that's all he is at the end of the day. And like I said, don't be surprised if that man asks for a transfer, because this man is keeping him from his goals, and Haaland needs his goals.
JC and I were talking.
Nobody gets in the way of Haaland's goals.
Before you jumped on, we're like, watch. It's gonna be Real Madrid, Man City. Like Pep's gonna be like, you know what? I can only play them in one game. Don't give them to me until the final. One game, that's it. And then JC's like, yeah, and he's gonna come out with Haaland at left wing,
Foden false nine,
Phil Foden at the false
and
nine,
Mahrez on the right.
And the reasoning is he's going to come out and say, well, it's because we want to take advantage of Carvajal and Haaland.
Yeah, we have to expose. He does not have the space and he does not have the strength.
Yeah,
we need to continue and attack that side.
Tinkers too much.
Blah, 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 blah.
So, Eddie, would you, if you were Haaland, I mean, say that they don't win the league, they don't win champions. If you were Haaland, would you want to leave after one season?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
he's there for his dad.
Realistically, if like Real Madrid or man, even a Bayern come knocking and say, "Hey, like, are you willing to you can
have all the goals you want here,
come over here?" You know, you think about it. You possibly say, you know what, an agent De Bruyne, it's not looking like he's going to be playing at a high level very soon. Hate to say it,
you got ran into
really the case. Is Pep Guardiola really going to win a Champions League without the refs' help? I don't know.
Couldn't win this game.
So, yeah, I mean, if you're Haaland, you're still young, so you can literally write out the contract, and then you'll still be, quote unquote, entering your prime when you make that move to a different club. But if your mentality right now is that I want to win and I want to win the Champions League and I want to play with more exciting talent, because a team like Real Madrid or a team like Bayern Munich do have a lot more exciting talent, I believe, than a Man City squad right now. So it's all up in the air, man. But it's just, you rarely see a transfer like this happen where the player just signed and a year later.
Well, these days, back in the day, you see it all the time. You pay 1 season here, 2 seasons there. I'm out. I tried it. I got the jersey next. You see a R9 or Ronaldinho.
The only thing that comes to mind for me is Di Maria at Manchester United, where he was there one season.
Nobody liked him. He's a scrub. He threw everybody. He's freaking destroyed the locker room.
Yeah.
Go cry somewhere else.
And then he wore the number 7. It's
and then he refused to learn the language. Like, he was just all bad. Like, he should.
Oh, it reminds me of somebody who didn't want to learn the language and.
Oh, he learned the language, champ. Don't worry about that.
I don't remember.
Don't start disrespecting Gareth Bale. We're not doing this in this podcast.
Well, I'm not talking about Gareth Bale. I'm talking about Di Maria. Whoa now.
No, I'm talking Fernando. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna sit there and try to disrespect Gareth Bale,
Champions League MVP
that delivered for you.
Ask Liverpool about Gareth Bale.
Pivotal moments. You're not gonna do that.
It's funny. Eden Hazard is sitting in the same seat that Gareth Bale was, and he's like, "Bro, it's still warm to this day." And I'm like, "Yeah, I bet it is."
Ancelotti already came out and he talked about this, and he said, "You know what? You know why Hazard's not playing? Because there's competition in that position.
There is
right now.
No, I know.
Competing
but
against one of the best players in the world, in Vinicius Jr.
No, I don't like it. But what I'm saying is that what I'm saying is Eden Hazard is sitting in the same seat as Gareth Bale was, and he said it's still warm from when Gareth left from warming the bench here, and it's still hot because of it. The seat is still formed to his ass cheek, so it's still
like I said,
Eden's trying to break it in.
Papa Perez rarely misses, and on this one, he for sure missed.
2, him and Luka Jovic. They missed on both of those guys.
No,
but
Jovic didn't get the time of day.
Jovic had that one prolific season with Frankfurt, and then they ran out.
Because it's the same. It's the same story of Benzema. It's the same story of Benzema, top French league goal scorer, and they brought him in, and everybody hated Benzema.
They brought in
first couple
Benzema
years.
as a kid, though.
Like Jovic was how old? Or Jovic?
22.
I think he was a little older than
he was a young
Benzema.
buck. He was a young buck, bro. He just needed the Benzema treatment.
Right,
unfortunately, didn't have a Mourinho there to groom him and show him the ways of how he needs to move and all that. Not everybody gets that luxury, but Benzi only became Benzi because they gave him time, and that's that.
All
right, well, let's move on to this. Real Madrid play Barcelona this weekend.
Speaking of Benzi,
in the Clasico. By the way, because people are wondering, Benzema they said that he was hurt after the game, or not. He had a little bit of a knock, but they asked him, "Will you be ready for Sunday?" He's like, "No question." So people shouldn't worry. Benzema,
breathe, Real Madrid fans, breathe.
Benzema saying that he will play this weekend. Here are the standings right now. Here are the standings right now for La Liga. Barcelona's up.
Hey, we're gonna loan y'all Anthony for this game. Don't worry. Xavi loves Anthony.
This guy. I have Rodrigo. It's good. So right now Barcelona is up by 9 points.
It doesn't matter how many points they're up by.
There's 12 games left. So if Real Madrid are able to beat Barcelona, they're only 6 behind. That's 2 matches, and they could catch them. But they need a victory. It's in the Camp Nou. They need a victory. Real Madrid have really bottled some of these games.
Spotify Stadium or whatever.
My bad. Spotify Stadium. Yeah, I forgot.
They call it.
Where you can
shout out Rosalia and those new Rosalia jerseys there.
For only 100,000 euros, you can have your wedding there. You can play video games with the boys. You can do a lot of stuff. Like
your Sunday league team can play and host a match there. Like,
there you go.
Come on
all
down.
kinds of things out there.
The same pitch Ronaldinho graced. You could be there too.
Yeah, exactly.
Barcelona cut the check. Compas FC.
Wow.
Exactly. So basically, there's that's no Dembele, not Pedri. Pedri's back. They're saying that Lewandowski might play as well. So
you don't say.
That'll be interesting. By the way, that Gabi stuff is interesting.
Hey, yes, it is. Don't be surprised if you see him do the Figo.
They said he could only play 10 games if he's not a player who's in the first team. So they're saying he can go for free this off season. Man, there's going to be a lot of vultures. There's going to be a lot of vultures.
A lot of teams out there for that kid.
JC, this weekend, what's something that you're looking? What's one thing that fans of either team, it doesn't matter. What's a matchup that you're looking forward to?
Oh, the midfield. Pick one. Just where Valverde is going to play. You want me to call one out real quick? Where's my boy going to be at? Right wing, defensive mid, right back, just the whole right. We're just going to call it Valverde zone. And then he just runs up and down the whole damn time. And, that's going to be my number one player to call out off the top of my head. But then right behind that, if he can get Camavinga to repeat his performance like he did defensively versus who would they play this weekend? Oh, yeah, my bad. They play Liverpool, huh?
Leave our team.
I'm climbing. But we got to get that 7-0 out of my blood, man. I got to talk mine when I can. But if you get Camavinga to repeat that defensive mid performance he did, just work on his distribution, simpler passes. Don't, try so much that long ball too often. Pick your spots, because he did get Benzi for one right on that last goal that they bagged. Yeah. It was his long ball that finally went through. And good on him for constantly trying it. But I want to see where Valverde and Camavinga are going to be. Those are going to be my two guys. If he put them, together in the center, they're going to neutralize a Frankie de Jong. They're going to neutralize any kind of attack at that point, and they'll just be forcing Barca to play down the wings. And you've seen, if they don't interlink play, and if they're just running down the wings, Rafinha is not going to do anything for them. I'll tell you right now. Jordi Alba is not the Jordi Alba from 5 years ago when we were playing and Dani Alves was opposite of him. He can't run up and down for 90 minutes and give you those quality chances. So if you force the game to go wide, that's Madrid's game to lose, because you got Vinny, you got whoever you want to put on the right, and you got Benzi there just creeping, just waiting to bag in a goal off of a nice little knock.
If Eddie, before I go to you, this is my thing. I think But
if you want me to be neutral, Barca can stack the mid and impose themselves and actually use Frankie de Jong the way they're supposed to use him, they could really cause them trouble for Madrid.
That's what they did. That's what they did when they won 4-0 or 3. Like that's what happened in the game in Saudi Arabia.
I don't know what they got against Frankie de Jong. They emptied the house for him. They didn't want to let him go. They literally forced him to stay there. And you just leave the guy on the bench because your ego, Xavi. Get over it, dog. He plays your position arguably the same as you do, if not in some ways better. Don't be mad at the kid for it. You want this club to win? Play him.
It's funny. There's been a lot of conversations I've noticed on Twitter. A lot of fans have been coming out and they're saying Modric, Casemiro, and Kroos over Iniesta, Xavi, and Busquets. And I'm like,
easily.
Yeah, longevity is another thing too. I mean, these guys, like literally right now, Xavi's coaching, and almost at the same age when he retired at like 34. Luka Modric is still going, and he's playing at a high level.
Luka 34 talking about I'm going to the next World Cup. Luka's 34 talking about I'm being
Luka's 37.
He's 30. But what I'm saying is that Xavi stopped at 34. Luka Modric at 37 is has won 3 World Cup or 3. He's placed second in the World Cup, and he's won a Champions League in that.
Luka Modric carried that 2018 Croatian team to a World Cup final, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the guy's
Kovacic.
But
Kovacic was crazy that World Cup.
This weekend,
even Rakitic was doing like that. You know,
this weekend I would I would do something different if I'm Madrid. I would go Rodrigo, Vinicius, and Benzema up top. The reason is they need to start. They need to interchange. They need to interchange Vinicius and Rodrigo. They need to be switching them back and forth, back and forth. Nestor Araujo had him. In game, they need to be switching them around, letting them roam a little bit more because Araujo kind of did a good job against Vinicius when they played a couple of weeks ago. I think and they weren't doing anything towards the right side. There was nothing going through down the right side. And you're kind of like, except for when Araujo was on that side. I would go either Toni Kroos or Modric, whichever one. But I'm with you. Valverde and Camavinga both need to start, and it has to be either has to be Kroos or Modric because you're gonna need when they bring in the substitutes, you're gonna need that other one to kind of help that second unit. So I would just start Rodrigo. I would start Vinicius, and I would interchange them during the game, have them roam around in different places, have them expose that right side did not get exposed at all. And that's where Andreas Christensen is. That's where that other kid is. And you could easily expose that right side. But, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see kind of how they align because in 3 weeks' time, they play again for the Copa del Rey semifinal, the second leg. And we all know Barca's up 1-0, and that's, again, at Spotify.
It's just 1-0
at Spotify, Party City, USA, whatever the hell. But Eddie, what do you think about Rosalia? No shout out to her.
I mean, I think that's the midfield battle is where it's at. But honestly, I think seeing Benzema versus Lewandowski and seeing that matchup is gonna be pretty interesting.
It's not the same.
And I think you want to highlight Courtois and Ter Stegen in here too. See which of the two goalkeepers is going to actually play a factor in this tie. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting for sure.
Courtois is light years better than Ten Hag, mate. Don't even compare the two.
Ter Stegen.
No, Ter Stegen is having a good season in terms of like clean sheets and stuff.
Your coach is good.
He's pretty good.
I wonder how much money what's the name is going to take this weekend.
Shout out to Hernandez. Already? You're already calling out the ref?
I think they already locked that in a long time ago, champ. You know, these payments are almost like residual income for these referees where it's just
they just got caught up on that.
Actually, my bad. My bad. It's not Hernandez. He's going to be handling VAR. It's Ricardo de Burgos.
Even worse.
What else is different?
Ricardo de Burgos.
So he's going to be the voice in the ear, so he can't be the villain up front.
Ay, coño. You want to know who Ricardo de Burgos is? He's the one that gave Ronaldo that flopping yellows, then red card in that Spanish Clasico. Remember when Ronaldo was running, the dude hits him?
Yes.
And he falls down, he calls him diving, and then Ronaldo shoved him.
Is that the one that Ronaldo pushed and got suspended for like 4?
Yep, that's the guy. So,
that's funny that La Liga still has these refs. Knowing very well that it's there in broad daylight that they're corrupt. But all right, good on La Liga for that.
All right, let's before we all get frustrated.
But I got Madrid. I'm locking in Madrid.
Eddie,
that's a lock, Madrid.
All right, we'll see what happens. Henry has made some news. He just turned down to coach the female national team for France. But sources have told ESPN that he is he is keen on the vacant U.S. men's head coaching position.
Interesting project there.
And you know what's crazy? Henry has a comfortable, cushy job at CBS.
He's itching. He's itching to get back out there, man. He's itching.
What do you make of this? What do you make of this?
If they could pull it off, I feel like he could bring a lot of different qualities to this team, and he can start developing a whole different process for them. Outside of the box of what they see themselves doing. I feel like Henry brings a lot of experience and he's going to bring a lot of exposure. He has MLS experience as well. He knows the league very well and he knows what needs to happen from the ground up, I feel like. And he's very in tune with the MLS and, where the national team needs to be and how important it's going to be, first of all, to represent the country at home. Like that's the game plan for USA. You want to put yourself in the best position to give out your home fans the best team possible come 2026, and you need an experienced coach, but you also need a coach that knows your league and knows what's expected of your players, because those expectations are set, in home, and they start at house. And if you don't live up to them, then you only have yourself to blame. But he's definitely a winning player, and he carries himself that way. And even when he does his color comment or his analyst for CBS and Paramount, it's hilarious, bro. And he's always criticizing players left and right for not being quality. And if he brings that to the coaching level, USA could be seeing the final touches of a soccer revolution here in America.
My thoughts: I think CBS has the second best show in pregame show in all sports. I think behind TNT, NBA on TNT with Shaq and Charles.
Shaq and them is crazy.
Yeah, but I think these guys are right behind him. I think they have
Ernie's wild.
Yeah, exactly. I think they have
Shout
a
out
good.
Kate.
I
She's
think
hilarious.
I think CBS has a good.
She's
but I think,
roasting Micah all the time.
Oh my god, that's what I'm saying. Like I think they have a good one. Eddie, what do you think about Henry?
Oh, is that the bat signal?
I
just turned on.
I don't think it makes a lot of sense because the time he did get a chance to prove himself when he took that Monaco coaching job, he did a poor job, man.
That was early days.
Poor job, was not getting results. Didn't really do well. Then he tried it at Montreal Impact and didn't really do much there. And then he was learning from Roberto Martinez at the Belgium national team, and you know how that ended up. So again,
you just sparked an idea. What if they're gonna get Patrice? Didn't he start in MLS?
Who?
Vieira? Vieira? Patrick Vieira?
Oh, Patrick Vieira? No.
Didn't he start in the MLS? At the New York FC?
Oh, yeah, you're right. New York FC.
He did, right?
And then from there, he went to Nice, I think.
Because he's on the hot seat right now for Crystal Palace because they're not getting the results and they're bottom of the table.
Look, Greg Berhalter's still in the mix.
But the thing is the only reason we're talking about
Pulisic came out because he called the rivalry childish.
What rivalry?
Yeah,
between Gio Reyna and the Berhalters and the Reynas.
Says the guy whose position is in jeopardy. Like, of course, it's easy for him to go out there with childish. Who's gonna take left wing from you, bro? Who's gonna take the captaincy? Like, relax. Be a captain. Stay out of it.
Possibly an Ancelotti could make his way to the U.S.
You're ridiculous.
He's not gonna take that. He's a Brazilian now.
A lot of things out there, guys. A lot of things that can happen.
Can you imagine him? He's gonna go from Vinicius Junior.
I'm not mad at you. You want to see USA win
and be like, "What are you like? You're a scrub compared to Vinicius Junior." Like, hell no. No,
I see what you're doing.
All right. Let's go real quick.
Hey, shout out all the people in the comments too. I seen you guys firing off. Disregard y'all.
They love
Salah's worst season is Rashford's best season. I love it. Keep it up, guys. Keep dropping more heat down there. That's what we're here for.
Let's do a quick what's on social media. Hey, I know you guys love this. Okay, you guys are both Manchester United executives. Who you going with? Is this even a hard question?
Oh, that is a hard question. That's a very hard question. You have an established goal scorer, somebody who you know what you're going to get, and you got a guy who starting to blow up.
So for the people that are listening and not watching on YouTube, it's Bushaman or Harry Kane.
I'm trusting my gaffer. Go with Osimhen, and he's just going to take him to the next level. Like he's clearly known to make that clock start working in. So why not bring in the hot superstar like Osimhen, who's got everything you look for in a modern day striker? I'm with Osi.
Eddie,
if you're thinking short term and feel that United are one or two players away from actually competing and winning the league, then you go and get a Harry Kane. Long term, it makes more sense to sign Osimhen.
If you guys got Harry Kane and Sergio Ramos, do you guys feel like you guys can compete for?
No.
Okay. Interesting.
No, need more squad depth. You've seen Eriksen got let go, and unfortunately, nobody's talking about Eriksen because his impact is definitely missed. You see Casemiro out because of political red cards, and now we are left with a very weak midfield for the Premier League. And you need more rotation. You need more depth.
You definitely need more center mids because
you need more quality.
Staying.
Yeah.
Ericsson, still injured.
Are you guys ready for this one?
Oh, let me see.
Carlo Ancelotti and Pep Guardiola are the first managers with 13 UCL quarterfinal appearances. Masterminds.
There's levels. Some people just get there. Some people win it all. So let's not go and lose our minds.
What do you think about this?
What is it with ESPN and Pep and Messi? I swear, man. Any little chance they get, they got to mention them. Like, is this what their followers expect every day? They wake up and like, oh my God, where's my Messi or Pep post?
Hold on. Speaking of that, real quick, we do have that.
And they dog
¿Dónde está Leo Messi? Leo Messi, ¿dónde está? ¿Dónde está Leo Messi? Leo Messi, ¿dónde está?
Who is the best player in the world right now? Ask ESPN FC. Kylian Mbappe, Osimhen, Erling Haaland, or Lionel Messi.
They're still talking about December Lionel Messi, who got handed a World Cup. Lionel Messi, give me a break.
Eddie, what do you think?
That's ridiculous. These guys, I don't know if they're thirsty for content or whatever, but like I said, they either post Messi, they post Pep, or they bash on United or Cristiano Ronaldo. It's always the same things, man. I'm not even going to entertain this post because I think it's disrespectful to Mbappe to even have Messi on there and try to compare him right now.
I got a response to this post here. Let me forward you this video and blow it up here for me, mate. This is really how I feel about this whole thing. And it's crazy because you're still glorifying guys for things that are the past. You're giving them awards based on who knows what criteria now, and it doesn't make sense anymore. You're giving guys awards for things that they did in 6 months ago, 4 months ago, and the guys that are hot now ain't even getting the time of day. Like, keep it a buck. The guy's gone, and this is one of the few guys that actually is out here doing the real reporting and trying to stay neutral, even though he's wearing a club jersey, but he makes valid points. And let's give him his 30 seconds.
Where's the video at?
I sent it to your text. My bad. I texted it to you. Can blow it up, got an airdrop and all that technical stuff. But who is the better bench world player right now? It's still Mbappe.
I got it. All right.
Haaland is a close second just because he's just a goal scoring machine, but I feel like Mbappe is more well rounded.
Let me I'm gonna put it right now. Just give me
there you go. Let's get in there. Who you got, champ? Who you got?
Let's see.
This guy right here at Real Nines
this guy's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Knows that Vinicius Jr. was in the top 11 last year. Do you agree or disagree? Be 100% honest with me. Vinicius Jr. on this list, yes or no? No, he's overhyped. Vinicius Jr.? Do you guys remember what he did last year? Bro, look at Haaland's stats. I'm glad you brought stats up.
It's top numbers.
So Martinez's stats were good for 3 weeks over Courtois' stats for the whole year?
Mm-hmm.
You want me to look at stats and you want me to say that Martinez had better stats than Courtois in 3 weeks compared to a whole year? You want me to look at stats to see that Haaland scored a bunch of, but you want to crown Messi for winning the World Cup? You're contradicting yourself. You want us to look at stats or what the player achieved? Which one are we looking at? Are we looking at strictly stats or what the player won?
He's right.
Shout out at Real Nine.
He's referencing
Real
the
A
FIFA's Best
Nine
Awards
skills.
there, where Martinez was handed or selected as
all three of them. All three. The manager, Messi, and Martinez were all handed over Ancelotti, Vinicius, and Benzema, and
crazy. It's crazy, bro. You know what criteria?
If there's a poster child that FIFA always had and always wanted was Leo Messi. And I forget, there's a clip that surfaced recently of Sepp Blatter labeling, Leo Messi the good boy and not naming Cristiano as the antagonist and quote unquote the other guy that's a comandante on the field, and that's where Cristiano's celebration came from. So again, FIFA really do better. We all know Courtois had a better season than Martinez.
And who's more iconic? Like all over the world, like Jerks and Profar the other day hit a home run. What does he do? He does see, like everybody's doing either that celebration or the one where he goes and he puts his hands over himself like that. Like the dude's more iconic around the world than Lionel Messi is. But people will just say Lionel Messi because they remember the Barcelona days when his teams were completely stacked. And he really didn't have to do
they were stacked because they were playing with 12 players.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, we need to get into this probably the next podcast, but that has to hurt his legacy. Like, you can't just skate over it.
Of course it won't.
Look. I'm gonna tell you something.
They're not even
right
talking about it.
My biggest problem was that they handed Pep Guardiola and that Barcelona team the Champions League. That season where they robbed Chelsea. Sorry,
that was ugly.
That was ugly, man. It was ugly to see.
Dead Drogba.
You know what Drogba have to do with a PK that game was unbelievable.
Michael Ballack.
And Michael Ballack was just head and shoulders above Iniesta and Xavi that game.
No, and I love the way that PK Iker Casillas is like, PK, you had a clear handball. He's like, no, it kind of hit my jersey. It wasn't really my hand. And then he's like, Iker, we both get calls from the referees. I'm like, dude, get out of here. I'm like, they're not the same call. And Iker even said it when they were on there. He's like, dude, you guys went 2 years without a penalty or a red card called against you guys. Like 2 years, and I bet you that's only one.
Not everyone's a Philip Lahm that can go that long without receiving a red card. You know what I'm saying?
Casemiro had a long time before.
Welcome to United.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome to United.
We got next podcast. We do got to talk about that because that is something that
I'm with that. Whatever the viewers want,
let them get swept under the rug. Yeah, hit us in the comments. Shout out y'all.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm getting a.
Oh! There it is. You seen the flash? Rewind a couple minutes.
Oh, yeah.
You got Catwoman today? Look at you.
Nah, even Batman needs to rest one day.
Well, we appreciate you guys so much for checking out another episode of Compas FC. We went a little bit longer than we usually do, but that's just because we love this game. We love talking sports. We appreciate your football. We appreciate you guys checking it out. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, be a compa, tell a compa about what Compas FC is doing. I'm telling you guys, every time I mention this on Compas, on What's Up Bolts, Dan and Diego gets a smile on his face because he loves Dan
and Diego.
He's excited about
Compas gear at the link below.
Exactly. Guys, don't forget to check out everything else on Compas on the Beat. This week for 3 days straight, Gilbert and I talked about free agent signings, what's going on in the NFL. Orlando Brown going to the Cincinnati Bengals. Goes from the Chiefs to the Bengals. We thought that was a pretty good move for them. That solidifies their offensive line. Obviously, some other moves waiting to happen. Odell Beckham Jr., where is he going? I got a theory on that. You guys should check that out. Where's Ezekiel Elliott heading after getting cut? And then, by the way, Eddie, congratulations. Aaron Rodgers announces on the Pat McAfee show that he wants to go to the New York Jets. Definitely some exciting stuff.
Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes there, boys.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of stuff happening there. Don't forget to check out What's Up Bolts. Dan and Diego and I break down some of the signings of this week. Austin Eckler asked for a trade. What does that mean? Dan and Diego and I break that down. Check out House of Horns. What's going on with the Rams? They've only made one signing so far, and it's been a re-signing of a center. That's what happens when you trade in a Super Bowl for your future. But hey, you at least have that Super Bowl trophy, I guess.
Anybody can do it once.
And don't forget to check out Compas. Don't forget to check out Comeback Compas. Gilbert and I finally announced that we will be going to WrestleMania 39 to cover everything that weekend. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Don't forget to check out the content on there. We're going to have interviews with a lot of different wrestlers. So stay tuned for that. But we appreciate you guys again on Compas FC. We will be back next week. We'll break down EPL, La Liga, everything going on in the beautiful game. Thank you guys again. Don't forget, comment, like, subscribe, be a compa, tell a compa. Have a great weekend.